Just to clarify a thing that is important to me, if no one else. If Martin assaults me, please. One of the most important things to me is to be able to engage the other person with a palm. Palms are very, very important to me. Palms give out messages. Palms can give out messages saying, call it. Just call it. Offering up the palms is a way of saying, calm down. And in low-key situations, I've even been able to intercept an assault and give the person an encouraging pat and say, just don't do this, it's all right. You don't have to lose your temper over this, we can have a chat about it. Go over the road and have a pint. Palms are important to me.
Are you okay?
If it's going to keep harmony, yes. Very often in martial arts we're using kind of this thing. I'm not saying it's wrong, of course it's not. There's no such thing as right or wrong. But it serves a specific purpose. When I do this, I'm separate from the other person. This is the same as the gestures I use at the beginning of the kata. When I offer up a gesture like this, it's like putting a fence between myself and the other person. It's separating myself from the other person. This is my public facade, back of my hands. As soon as I turn my palms towards the other person, that's drawing them in to a relationship. And it's the same here. I need this. This is why when Martin does a swinging punch to the side of my head, a roundhouse punch, please, that I intercept it with my hand. A lot of authorities would say this is much safer because I'm protecting the inner aspect of my arms. This is the vulnerable part. If this guy's got a knife and I'm doing that, it's not impossible that I could be seriously injured. And it makes all the sense in the world to use the back of my arm. But I don't. It means I've got to have a higher skill level in some respects, but it gives me a whole lot more control over what's going on. I feel much better in this position. I'm in a position where I can actually take hold of that arm or control it. I can't control it in the same way here. It's separate. It's difficult to steer and guide. Much easier when I'm in this position. Same when I'm on the back side of the arm here. It's much easier for me to control the arm rather than being in this position here. You see me do very little back arm stuff. There's one place in Tenzin Kata where I allow it for myself because it's got a natural feel to it. This spontaneous swinging in. But even then, I still prefer using my palms where I can. And maybe one of the reasons why I don't use my palm here is because I'm feeding it into a palm anyway. So I've still got this sense of control coming in anyway. So think about that. It's probably, I don't know if it's an important or silly point, but it's something that's important to me. Using the palms gives me a lot more control over what's going on than does using the backs of the hands. Obviously, if it's a serious situation and this guy is intent on making my life miserable, maybe I might change that depending on what I want to achieve. I'm saying this because in this dojo I have seen this happening. It's not wrong at all. You've intercepted the attack and I don't know why it's up there. My head's here. But I prefer there because it gives me more control ultimately, is all.